At first, I wanted to call this video "We Are All Nothing, Trying to Be Something," but then I thought that "I Am Better Than You" would be a more clickbaitable title, so I decided to stick with that one. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about is how we see people and how it affects that how we see each ourselves. Yeah, let us say it this way. And I think it is a really crucial point because because inspecting someone, damn, it sounded better in my head when I was yesterday going to sleep, and then some of the thoughts popped out of my head. I don't know because of what exactly, but anyways, I think it's nah fuck. It doesn't go. You know, let me. You see, for 2 days after Moldova, my thoughts were clean and very well shaped. But now, as I am confronted with a difficult topic, or a topic in which I lack words to express myself, I'm starting to lag. I'm starting to pause a little bit. My system starts to crash. But anyways, let us start with an example. Example of me, of course. Because who else? I have got no friends, nothing. Just kidding. Anyways, let us start with the example of me. So, I was very socially anxious person. I was afraid to talking to people, to saying something that is not normal, that to whatever. You know mm, all of the topics of social anxiety. If you are a socially anxious person, if you're not, yeah, you're just basically anxious to socialize, you overthink everything, and that fucks your life. And I, as a socially anxious person, and now I am not that socially anxious, actually, I have quite conquered this stuff as social anxiousness. I'm still pretty afraid to come up to some sort of people, and I still don't know what to say to some sort of people, but I'm more or less okay with that. So the main point is, mm, I noticed that when some, it was before, and I think I have transformed myself into seeing the world the other way, but I noticed that at first, when I got rid of this all social anxiousness, and I saw the people that were socially anxious and spoke to them. At first, I think their social anxiousness was like so powerful that it did, um, how to say, contaminate me. Yes, and I was also socially anxious in the conversations with them. I think one point is to slow down the conversation and realize that, because as faster the conversation, if the conversation is fast, you have low time to realize what is actually going on there. And the other reaction that I experienced when I was that amazing social human being, and in front of me was a socially anxious person, I was like feeling my power, you know. I was like, yes, I am better than them. I am such a great person and all of that stuff. And I think that is ego speaking, or whatever you can call that. And I think it doesn't really bring you forward. Yeah, it does bring you forward because it um, makes you above them. Your ego is very happy and you're very proud of yourself. You're this and you're that, but you are making the other person less. And that is the mindset that is not really productive to living in a society, being with other persons. We all have been born, of course, we all have been born with different abilities. Some of us are more creative, some of us work with their body, some of us do this or do that. We all are interested in different topics, we all are human. And at the end of the day, it really does not matter if you're better at something. At the end of the day, what matters is if you are content with that, if you are happy with that. If person is socially anxious or if person doesn't talk much, why should we make less out of him and make more out of us? Like the ultimate point is if this person is happy with that. Of course, you can strive for more while being happy with what you have. It is the best, the totally best way to approach life, I think. But you shouldn't make less out of people because, firstly, it could damage their self esteem. It depends on people, of course. But if you make less out of people, it doesn't sound well to them. Maybe it sounds well to you. And people realize that you are making less of them, that you are not appreciating them the way you appreciate like maybe socially outgoing people and all of that stuff. And that's, I think that's not okay, I think. So of course, when you're working, when you're working and you work with less experienced people in your field of work and they are suggesting you something which you obviously think is a shitty idea, of course you can say to them, well, I have more experience and I think that is a shitty idea. But that doesn't make less out of them. That just, so to say, they were creative and they were doing their best. And you just learned more things, so you know more things, and so you can come up with a better solution, maybe, or something like that. But knowing more doesn't necessarily make you a better person. Yeah, maybe it makes you interesting, it makes you charismatic if you know a little bit about politics, a little bit about literature, films, or whatever things you're curious about, but it doesn't make you like above the others. We are all humans and we are all the same. And it's not really pleasant to see the people that are placing themselves above some people. That's just not nice. And I used to do that. I used to do that. I used to circle myself with only socially outgoing people and all of that stuff. But I think in the end of the day, what matters if it is a good-hearted person. If the not what the person says, but what the person does, and if a person wants something good to help the people out and to love people or to not love them, whatever. These were my thoughts. I hope you liked some of them. And yeah, I don't know. Write down in the comments if you have experienced something like that, putting yourself on the pedestal above some of the other people. I've experienced that and I have realized that, and now I'm pretty more grounded. But it doesn't make me the person that is like, yeah, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that, I'm amazing, I know this, I know that. Yeah, I know some things, but I don't like. Of course, it's fun and it's interesting to praise yourself for some sort of things. Sometimes it's necessary to make you feel better. But if you know that you are good, then why should you make yourself feel better in expense of other people's moods or other people's values or other people's whatever. I think you understood what I mean. I hope that you understood, and I hope you found some food for thought in this video. Maybe you could write some of your examples in the comments, and if you like this video, you can also basically subscribe and like this video. So, we'll see each other. Peace out.